All right, so we've established, I think, or I'm trying to establish with you, that it's not about making things more complex so to make it better. I just don't think it's true. I would equate it to, like, rocking a pair of jeans and a t-shirt. It you can just own it, and then it's beautiful, and you're gorgeous. If you're confident and you own that, there's nobody can tell you that that's not awesome, So yeah, so we did that. We did it with Billy Joel's "Always a Woman," and now I was thinking maybe we would do one of my songs, because that was kind of the intention in the first place, for me to do tutorials of how I write my songs, or how I wrote my songs. And I've often talked about how it's about having a riff, and even in the song, "Always a Woman," it's like that's kind of what leads us into the emotion of the song, and prepares us for what's to come. And I've always been a sucker for that as a songwriter, and I think it's really important. And often I get away from it, and then I realize later, no, I've really got to go back to a riff. There's a song I love right now by Sampha called "No One Knows Me," or "No One Knows," and it's all about that riff. His emotion started with the riff, and the riff can be simple. So for example, in my song "Surrounded," it's a really simple thing. It was just, so I think we could even make it simpler and remove a bunch of the slack, and just pay attention to what the riff is really about, which is that melody. So it's, and if you'll notice, I was there when you shone as bright as Bethlehem from afar. I was there when you were young and strong and perverted, and everything that makes a young man a star. I think what I'm doing there is I'm accentuating that riff with my vocal melodies. I'm trying to remember actually what came first. I believe that I wrote it while driving in a friend's car in Winnipeg, and it was nighttime, and the top was down. I think it was my girlfriend's Jeep, and I was in the back, and I can remember that the words and the melody, I was there when you shone as bright as Bethlehem from afar, came to me. So I think probably what happened was when I went to sit down and play it, and then, and then I remember I went home so excited. I was like, I have to go home, I have to finish writing this. So I hopped in the shower, finished the whole thing. Then I went to the piano. I had a tape recorder, I'll never forget it. And I sat and I played the whole thing. And I think what I was doing was almost foreshadowing what that melody was to be, because if you pay attention, that's just the melody. So it's like, I was there, that's in there. I was there when you shone as bright as Bethlehem from afar. You know what I mean? It's kind of all in there. And I want to go back to painting once again and remind you that we're working with a palette when we have a song, okay? And I've got two brushes I'm using. I'm using the brush stroke of my vocal melody. I'm using the brush stroke of the piano playing. And I'm just seeing how they are connected. They're overlapping each other. They're doing similar things, but because they're a very different brush, they're creating this dynamic, if you will, in how it comes out. But of course, the palette are the notes. The palette are the notes that I'm singing, and the notes that the piano is playing. So you have all these things working together to create this mood, this vibe, this outcome. I want to go back one more time to reminding all of you that you can completely strip away from this painting all the rules all the things I just said made it. And you can make it extremely basic. You could just go to, the fact that it's, the song sort of, it doesn't really have a key. It does have an outcome of D major because or it has a resolve of D major, because when we get to the chorus, we sing it's all around me, it's all around me, I'm surrounded. And that D minor, which is relative minor to D major, tells me that it really is a D major song. However, it's in this sort of suspended place for the rest of the song, just in this A major, which is kind of not really, doesn't really relate to anything. It's just more emotive to me to be in this away place and come back to this, central and resolved place in the chorus. That's often how my brain works with writing a song. You want to be away and contrasting and in this gray area, and then come into the color, if you will, the place we can sort of hang our hat on, rely on, this resolve, place of resolve. So if you wanted to be really simple about it, you could go, I was there when you shone as bright as Bethlehem from afar, and just pedal it, A major. I was there when you were young and strong and perverted, B minor, and everything that makes a young man a star. And we're just on our A major again, and back to B minor. Oh, you were a star. And if you want to learn that, oh, you were a star. That's D, C sharp, A, E, C sharp, D, A. But you don't have to play that either. I mean, who cares? It's in the vocal. It's there. I don't think you're taking away from the song. And I depending on where you are in your understanding of how to play the piano, you can make it more complex, right? You can realize that this is kind of an A7. I was there when you were young and strong and perverted and everything that makes a young man a star. So that's a B minor 7 kind of thing. It just goes back and forth. And then the chorus is actually really simple. It's A major, D major, A major, D major, and then back to that surrounded. That's a B7. It's all around me, it's all around me, you surround me like a circle. It's pretty simple. Make it your own. Make it as simple or as complex as you want it to be, but just use the palette that's in there. Those few simple elements are what make up the song Surrounded, and then sing it how you want to sing it.